After a week of bad weather in the English Channel, today's calmer seas presented the first chance in days for illegal crossings. These migrants, including some children, were filmed joining already overcrowded dinghies on a beach not far from Dunkirk. Out in the Channel earlier, 2 Border Force vessels and 1 from the RNLI were dispatched to intercept several small boats. But some of those picked up could soon be deported back to France as the government's one-in, one-out programme begins.
This pilot with France is a milestone because it sends an immediate deterrence to people, many of them coming obviously across the water, that we will send them back, and it is our hope to see that grow over the coming months and years.
This afternoon, an Iranian man became the 3rd person to be deported under the scheme. An Eritrean man who last night lost a last-minute appeal to delay his departure was this morning put on a flight from Heathrow Airport and sent back to France. The other side of this deal is that asylum seekers in France can now apply to come to the UK legally. The first people should arrive next week.
This is a serious attempt to break the business model of the smugglers. Yes, it's starting off very small, but if we get it working right, then there's an opportunity to grow that. And that could change the dynamic of what we have at the moment.
But with small boat crossings at record levels, critics say the numbers in this scheme are too small to change much.
Since this meagre returns deal was announced, over 10,000 illegal immigrants have crossed the Channel. So returning 2 or maybe 3 the other way is really going to make no difference whatsoever.
And it's not just opposition parties urging the Prime Minister to take a tougher approach.
I told the Prime Minister I would stop it, and it doesn't matter if you call out the military, it doesn't matter what means you use, but it's going to destroys countries from within.
Today, hundreds of illegal migrants arrived in the UK. If the government's new scheme is supposed to deter crossings, there's little evidence it's working so far.
And Harry joins me now, and there's a real sense, isn't there, Harry, of the pressure being right back on one of the hottest of domestic issues. And this is a pretty high-risk strategy, isn't it, to claim that this will prove an immediate deterrent? Yeah, well, the government is keen to stress they don't think that this one-in, one-out deal is some sort of silver bullet. They think it's part of a range of measures that they hope will, when they're all implemented, act as a deterrent and try and disrupt the business model of these smuggling gangs. There's a new Home Secretary in position, Shabana Mahmood. She's just been in place for 2 weeks now. What her allies in the Home Office point out is that earlier in the week there was a legal case. Somebody won and they weren't able to be deported. Last night at 5 o'clock, there was another legal case. In the meantime, Shabana Mahmood had changed the way the law had been interpreted, changed some of that legal guidance. That person lost their appeal. They were on a flight this morning at 6 a.m. being deported. And what Home Office people say is, look, this is symbolic of the tougher approach that she's taking on this issue. But look, this is becoming increasingly the top concern for many voters, and it's very clear to see whether the government's having effect if those numbers don't come down.